Good morning. Welcome to Calm Signal. I wanted to go over something that I realized over time that I have a feeling many people can relate to. Relationships and why relationship patterns repeat themselves, unless you stop it. I have had many relationships in the past, but originally I guess I can look at the beginning at my parents. They were married for over 45 years, I think. And as they passed away, they were still together, never divorced. And I wish that I knew now what I knew then, but they were a special couple that really, I guess they really just knew each other. One of those things, you finish somebody's sentence before they finish talking. They had agreements throughout their lives, certainly right up to the very end, agreements that they just went with. And somehow I do truly believe they grew together as well. However, I just want to go over some things that I noticed throughout my experience. And let's just scooch and make some room here. My first relationship, though it was 4 years long, I find it very brief. I was married 3 times. I'm not bragging about that. I was ashamed of it each time that it ended in divorce, but however, I look at that so differently now as a learning experience. But again, my first relationship, 4 years, patterns of jealousy and aggravation and pushing each other's buttons and things like that. Second relationship, same thing. Pretty identical, actually. There was some infidelity. There were similar patterns. There was disrespect. There was very basically the same thing in relationship 2. Relationship 3. I mean, it doesn't get any better. It's my third relationship lasted 4 times longer than the first 2, but there were children involved. And I will say this is really the reason why it lasted as long. I felt like a failure with the first 2, and the third one, I hung in there because I was determined to find the good. Near the end, I was trying to find the good, find the best, and focus on that. And when it came down to it, it just was harder to stay than it was to leave finally. There were more reasons to leave, so many more. And I felt like this. I felt like if I stayed, I was strong for my children. But then if I left, I could show my children that I could be okay, we could be okay, and you don't have to suffer through things just to prove a point, I mean, really, that's just it. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. This is your life. So, with that said, I realized the relation to all of those was my self-concept of myself. Now, I don't know how my parents were with self-concept. They seemed pretty decent people. My mom was a bit negative and anxious, but that's it. Their relationship lasted, and it was pretty calm and pretty good. I would say my self-concept for me going through school and doing the things that he did, my behavior, I wasn't a bad kid. I didn't get in trouble, but I just wasn't into it. I had ADHD, come to find out, and I struggled. And so I think I ended up with a concept of low values and just unworthiness of being treated well. And also, you sort of get what you give. So I do think that is true. In any case, my immediate rebounds from relationship to relationship were just too fast. I was out of a marriage and I was looking for something to fill that void, without really understanding in between relationships what it was that I needed. Who was I now? How did this relationship change me? All of those concepts that really needed to be addressed, I had no clue. I had no idea that I was just setting myself up for the same and again and again. Repeat patterns, disrespect, unaware, no growth between myself and my husband, no drive, no plans. There are so many things that I could think of that I would ask now with the wisdom that I have from all of that lovely knowledge. However, everything was similar until my self-concept changed and my standards changed and what I was willing to accept changed. Better relationships, people grow, people need to grow together. So when my fourth relationship came, and it has lasted for 9 years now, my relationship started with standards. For myself, I had decided that I was going to be the person that I wanted to date. I decided that I would accept nothing less than what I saw as wonderful, well-meaning, genuine, authentic, not lazy. So I made a list. I literally made a list on a piece of paper of all the things now that I clearly knew I wanted. And my man still doesn't believe I did this. I said he met the needs of all of those things. That list somehow, when he came into my life, I wrinkled up and I threw it away. Maybe I was afraid of him ever seeing it, but now I wished I had kept it so he would believe me that this is how I found him. I drew him in just like I drew in the rest, but with a new self-concept of who I wanted to be, who I wanted to date, and what I wanted to see in that reflection of, you have to decide to raise your standard and your self-concept of you. I mean, that's really, really the most important thing. If you love yourself completely, nobody's out there to complete you. If you love yourself completely, somebody will completely love you. That's what I got for today. Leave a comment below if you agree. If you have anything like that to add to that, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, keep the calm and have a great day. Thanks for watching.